Yeah. So, any questions on previous classes? So, hope you have received the recordings, right? Okay. So, any questions? Okay, that's good. So, do you have any questions, or you want? Can I go ahead and start? Okay, good. Yeah. If any question, just let me know. Yeah. Yeah. So here we are going to be discussing about how you are going to read the data with a different type of data that when you receive them in the form of files. Okay. The first method is multiple records per observation. Suppose if you receive the file with the multiple records, but that particular records is representing only one particular observation, how you are going to read those kind of data. Okay. So this is a simple example is address information as it is said in the in a particular file like this, the first name and last name, city, state, and phone number. So like this, if you receive the file, how you are going to read the state of data? Yes. So like how you are going to read this kind of data and create the data set. So first you have to read, this is a comma delimiter file, right? Everything is delimited with a comma. So it means you have to use an in file statement, data lines, delimiter data. We are defined as a delimiter. Now, like what's the name? It's the first name, last name, city, state code, and phone number. So, input. First name, we have to read the first name. First name. See, we do okay. Last name. Yeah. When you run it, you can see. So we lost the record at 15. You only read the first two records. See. Then we lost the record. So then you have to use. There are multiple methods that you can use it by using the multiple input statements, and there is a the other method is hash symbol. You can use a hash 1 2 3 lines and also use slash. So the first method is multiple input statement. Next input is city. It's a dollar. State is also character. Another input statement. Phone number. Yes. If you run it, We have three records, see. But if you look at here, city is not reading data properly. It's truncating. If it's more than 8 characters, it's truncating. Yeah, then you have to define what is the maximum length is there. So this particular letter is maximum length. So just share and think it. 12 dot, but you have to use it colon here. See, now you can see this complete data has been read. There is no space. There is no truncation in the data. So this is how you are going to read the data. If you receive this data in this particular format. So instead of multiple input statements, so you can also use a slash. Here. So this is our method. Yeah, this is another method. That means we can use different kind of different methods that we have. So idea of three, you can able to use and read the data. So this is one type of data that you are going to read. The next one is if the data contains multiple formats data. The data contains multiple values for the same variable that you're going to read. You can see here. First one is ID, state code, date format, and amount. ID, state code. But if you look at here, the date format is different and amounts are different. Amount format is different. So whenever you have data like this, means there is this identification is there, unique identification that represent those type of changes. Like suppose here, if you look at here, for all the states which belongs to MP, for those states, for those IDs, the amount fields are like this, amount and date. But if similarly, if the state is AP, the dates are written like this. It means for every record, there is specific identification is there. So if you have that one, then automatically it will read the data in a different format. You can able to define it and read it. So let's take this. So here data is a space delimiter. So you don't need any in-file statements. Okay, now we have to use input statement. Input. Yeah, we are just now. Let's see this how we can do it. The first one is ID. ID is a number. Next one is two-letter character code. So it's state code dollar symbol. Now you're asking to stop it and read the data. means you have to use the headlet symbol and read it, then use input. If AP, then with the state equal and then input. How you want to read the date one, what format you have it. That format you need to discuss it. We'll discuss it in the coming classes. Now we can see that about amount. This we call as a formatted input. So amount is so total 7.2. Because it doesn't have any specific character, so simply you can specify amount. Date is in different format. This format we call as date 9 dot. So the amounts are in a different format, comma 7.2. So dates are not the proper format. So yeah. So we don't need any format, it's a number. Yeah, so this is a format I can use it, but this is okay. We can change this to what's the format 458D. So you have to understand the format, then you can able to read the data properly. So it means this particular format is not reading here. You have to think like yeah. Sometimes that particular name of the format you need to understand that one. So we do have the names. Yeah, this is the format. Now why it's not coming? I need to think. Month day MMDDYY. MMDDYYD. Yeah, I think something is not covered there. Amount. So, but yeah, this is how you are going to read the data. No, because this is what I specified is like a D means a dash. You can see here. Yeah, so D means dash here width dot. N means no space, like a number, only number, period. So if we do have a different date format, so whenever you have like this, that you have to use it here. So this is a, but here you understand is like at the red symbol. It's nothing but single trailing single trailing. So whenever you want to hold, means the major use of single trailing is to hold the data and apply the condition. If you are satisfied, then read the data. If you are asking to hold the data until that particular character. Okay. So next one is a double trial symbol. So this is it's a create a multiple observation from a single record. So it's easy one. So yeah. So either you can type it, you can move to next line, or you can hear it. So here employee ID, input, emp ID, and employed is a character, and salary. So if you run it here, it will take only two characters, two means two, two like two type of data, two records only, two values from this particular ID, employee ID and employee ID, like this. If you run it here, GOT, but we have more records, then you have to use a double del symbol. You can see the total 5 records. So this is a use of single trial symbol and double trial symbol. So any questions on these three things? Three different type of method that you're going to read it. Yeah, the single we call a single trial and double trial. The single trial is majorly used to hold the data. To hold means you are asking, once you read the data, I want to keep the data hold like this temporarily, and now I want to read the next record. So I don't want to continuously read the data type kind of thing. And simply use the meaning is single trial record and hold that record in the input buffer while testing for the specific condition before SAS gets an observation from the other record. Means whatever the data that you are read. So here sales ID and location, these two you have already read it. But I want to keep that hold. Okay. And because based on the location we are reading other values, right? So I want to keep that hold in the input buffer. And the double trial symbol is the hold the draw record. It means that is only record for this particular variable. But here it's complete record. Okay. Any questions? Okay. I will move to the next one. Yeah, we saw that SAS formats. The next one is date format. Like you can see this, depending upon what kind of date that you are using, that you are reading, based on if you apply the format, that will be automatically converted to number. Or if you apply the format to that particular number, that will be converted to a date. Okay, this is about the date formats. Yeah, the next one is data step programming. So what is meant by data step? You see, now we created the data set, right, by reading the different type of methods files. Okay, so to create a multiple SAS data set from a single data set, suppose. So you have the, now let's take this example here. So this is a data. So here there is AP and MP. There are two different type of state codes. So I want to create two different data set for the two different states. It means I want to divide the data set into multiple data set. So based on the certain condition, like one type of data is one location, one data set, another type of data is another location. So the type will be decided based on the condition. Okay, now how we are going to do that? Data AP, MP. So whenever you specify like this, it means we are creating the two different data set because it has space. Okay, AP and MP, there are two different data sets we are creating. So either you can type it before the data set or while writing. Let's see them. There is another statement called set. Set is nothing but to use the existing SAS data set. You want to read the existing SAS data set. The existing data set here is add. So we already have the data set. We are reading that one by using the data set. We are creating that. We are creating if by using if condition. If state equal to AP, then output. So whenever you say output, right? So whenever you say output means whatever the condition is satisfied. Suppose if the state equal to AP, it means if the particular condition is satisfied, all the records that belongs to the particular state will move to the other data set. It's called as AP. You have to specify the output, else output equal to MP. So this is how you are going. This means the AP and MP. These are the dataset names that we already have defined here. Or you can define here and copy paste it here. But it should be the dataset should be same. Whatever you have specified here, that should be specified here. See, AP and NP. If you see here, it can then only means the values are not satisfying. Okay. Maybe something for definition stage I have defined wrong. Okay. See, let me close this and rerun it again. Okay. Can you tell me what exactly the reason you are not getting here? That letter is different character. You can see here now. There is a at the top of A there is some dot or some sign is there, some character. So let's say you don't see that, but here now you can see this. AP has two and MP has one. It means it's divided the data into multiple data sets. It contains all the data that belongs to AP. It belongs to MP. It means here you're using the main keyword that you need to remember is output. So whenever you're using the output and define the data set name, it means the data will be written to that particular data set into the file. Is it clear? So you can create like this n number of data set, but each and every data set that what you are creating that need to be specified in the data, and the spelling should be same. The name of the data set should be same. Whatever you are defining here, it should be there in the data set also. You can create n number of data sets. So there is no restrictions here. So whatever the condition that you are writing, you can create that many number of data sets. So any questions? Okay. So this is how we can use it. So syntax variable equal to A, then output equal to B, then output like this you can specify it. So there is another method is there, but it's nobody will use it right now. So that is the simplest method you can use it. So other method is just use the select statement here. So once you select course, nothing but which variable that you are dividing variable, and when maths then output, when science like that. When within the quotes AP then AP, when within the quotes MP output like this. So this is an example. Now subsetting the data. So that is dividing, like creating the multiple data. So it means partitioning the data. Instead of creating single data set, we are dividing creating multiple data sets. The next example is we are subsetting. Nothing but creating subset the data out of 100 records based on a condition you are creating, but you're not creating any output. You're applying some condition on the data, and only the condition satisfied, then only you're creating the data set. Nothing but subsetting, nothing but if condition, where X sales is greater than 10,000. It means only the products which are sold more than 10,000, 5,000, like whatever the condition that you are using. It means subsetting. So by using the if condition, you can do that. By using the where condition, you can do that. And if based on the condition, then another thing is like you can create a new variables based on the condition. Let's take this example. So here we created the output, but I am not creating the data. So I'm just repeating. If sales equal to AP, it means it's only creating the data set. It means subsetting the data. Out of 3 records, we create only 2 records, the particular state code. Now, by using other if sales equal to AP, then I want to create another variable. Okay, what you can do is I'm going to description. and creating the other variable else. It means based on the value, you are creating another variable called DSA, description. So create the data set, see. So like this, based on the value, you are creating the new variable and assigning some value. So this, if there is subset, if condition, applying that if creating the new variables based on the data, based on the filter, based on the subset of the data. So this is only whenever you're creating a single variable. Okay. So I may need to require more than one variable. Like if the particular condition satisfy, I want to create a two different variables. Then you have to use a do end statement. Start with the do, create another variable, and end. So if you don't create here, it will be blank. See, only those two. When it's populated, if you want to create it also, then you have to use same thing, do and end. It means you can create not only two, more than one variable. If you want to create it, you have to use it based on the condition. You have to use a do and end. Between the do and end, you have to write n number of variables. You can get n number of variables. Any questions here? Okay, so majorly it will be used to create a new variable based on a certain values. Again, it's creating, even also you can delete those records also. If you want to delete, you can delete it also. Like, so based on if this is a condition, then I don't want anything. I want to record all the things. Just use the delete. It means all the records will be deleted, and if the condition not satisfied, those records will be shown here. It means it's not affecting the original data set. That is the main data set. So because since you are creating a new one, whatever the based on the whatever the condition that you applied, what are the subset that you are doing, based on the condition, the new data set will be created. Suppose if you specify the same data set here, it will be overwritten. Okay, whatever the data set name that you are using, and if you specify the same data set, the data set will be written. But if you don't, if you specify different data set will be created. So you can see only all the AP data has been deleted. Only MP data is there. So this is how subsetting the observations. So similarly, we can also use where condition. We can also use where. But when you use the where, you should not use the delete. Only subset the observation. Okay. So this both the scenarios you will get the same output. But which one is more useful? Because since it's a very small data, so you don't see any issues. Like a you don't see any processing time issues. It means it won't take much time. Suppose in your real time, what will happen is you will see this a very huge volume of data in the data sets level. Like you maybe sometimes you may need to process around 10 GB of file data. So the data is let's take the healthcare. The claim information is having very huge data. So in those type of information, you have it. Whenever you receive that kind of data, which one is preferable? Either use if condition or where condition. So whenever you are going to subset the observation, means subset the data, then you have to use a where condition when compared to if condition. Why means, so whenever you are using the where condition, that while the start, because you know that, so the data is reading record by record, means row by row. So whenever you're reading that kind of data, record by record, the where is once the where condition is used, if the condition satisfied, immediately the output will be written to a specific data set. If the condition is not satisfied, drop it there itself only. It means while processing the record by record, the where condition will be applied. But when it go to the if condition, first it will read complete data and then start applying the condition. It means the processing time will be reduced. The number and how much time that it took, the where condition will run fast. See, you can see here in the itself only you can see the difference. See, if you specify AFP equal means it will start reading 3 observation, then apply the condition. But here, while reading itself only, it take only 2 observation, but remaining it's not read. If the condition satisfied, only those records will read it and give the output. But whereas it will process all the 3 records, then apply the condition. So that's a reason always whenever you are going to subset the observation, means whenever you are going to apply some condition on the data set level, you have to use where condition. Always you have to use where condition. Is that clear? Yeah. So in where condition you can specify, you can also apply the multiple values. See, when job code in, if you have more than one value that you want to apply in a condition, you have to use in. And you can also use all the operators. So we can discuss that. Yeah. Now let's go to what are the different operators that we have in the SAS that we can use. So these logical operators, everybody knows it because these are basic things and are not. So either you can use the notation or you can use you can type complete word. So if you use add symbol, you can call it as and, slash means or, cap means not. Okay. And special operators between and end. So this between and end majorly used to specify to read the data in the particular range. Okay, select the observation in which the value of the variable falls within the range of the values. It means I want to pull the data certain period. In the day when it comes to the date, certain period of data, I want to see this data between January to February. Okay, and the other example is like the amount where the sales amount is between this and this. Okay, and the next one is contains. So you want to examples or you're good? Do you need examples with all these operators? Okay, yeah. So contains. So when it say contains, it means it's a particular value is matching with if the suppose if you're taking a part of the string and you are going to search it, then user contains. It means selects the abbreviation that include a specific substring. So this content majorly used in a character type of conditions only, not like a numbers. Because numbers mean it has some value, but it's not like a number. It's majorly used in a character type of data. It means suppose there is a particular name, there are different names. in all those names, I want to find the people certain letters or certain companies. So this name, either you want to search with the starting or you want to search with ending or somewhere anywhere that you can use it. So when you say contains means in within the string, wherever you have the particular keyword that you're asking to search it, you'll get all those names. You can see where name, where last name contains LAM. So in the particular name who people, any person name contains LAM, those people will see in the output. Okay. Now the next one is like. Yeah. So this is somewhat important. You have to understand that. Let's go to here. So here we have see different people. Okay. Let's use this data set. See where we got the two data. Okay. Now let's go to this is about the contains. But I want going to use a like. So when you use a like, so if we use percentage symbol in both the sides, then it meaning same as contains. It means wherever you have the BAD in the particular letter, in the particular city, you will get it. But now other scenario is you want to start with the only person, you want to see at the end, then you can see like this. Because it's only the if the last letter if means starting letter should be anything, but the last three letters should be bad. Then you will means end of the letters, like you want to search all the cities where the last three letters represents a bad, ending with the bad. Okay, and similarly you can use specify the percentage symbol here. If you put the percentage symbol last, you will get all the cities starting with the small b. Since we don't have any data sets with the b, then you can see, or you can specify s. So you have to give the same case sensitive. See, now you can see only s. So it means the like operator is more useful and more rarely useful operator. Means like the person who's starting with S. I need all the people or person's company names with starting with S. All the products with this particular name. You will get all the people like that. Okay. So this is about the observation for the comparing with a specific pattern. And there is underscore is also there. So an underscore replaces a one character. Like so Secunderabad here. So I want to starting letter is S, second letter anything, and third letter should be SC. Means the first letter and S, second letter can be anything, number or character, anything, and the again the third letter should be C. So if you run this code, means it will give all the person's name with this matches with this particular pattern. same sign. So this is the use of underscore. So if you put on two underscore means two letters. Like how many underscore that you put, those many letters will be ignored. Everything, whatever we have in that particular letters, you'll get it. So this is about the like of operator. And the next one is equal to star. So the equal to star is majorly used to sounds like operator. Means the name, the pronunciation is same, but the spelling is different. Because whenever you pronounce it, it has same name, but the letters will be different. Like SYMTHE, the pronunciation is same, but writing the name of thing will be different. So is null is missing. So this is also useful whenever you want to apply the condition. Means if the data is null, if the particular variable is null, if the variable is missing, then you can use this particular condition. Select the observation in which the value of the variable is missing. Like a syntax is where flight is missing. So whenever you say is missing means if the particular flight contains any missing data, there is no values. Only those observations you can filter, or you can not missing. So you can also use opposite. Also you can use it. So any questions in this one? So majorly it will be useful. This contains and like, these are the two new things you have to keep in mind. But this between and all these things you already remember. So where we can use a where condition and if condition. So if condition, where condition can be used both the data steps, but if condition cannot be used in the proc step. So what is the proc step? So we'll coming in the classes, so we'll discuss about the proc step. But now we're discussing on the data step. So any questions here? Okay, we'll move to the next topic. The next topic is selecting the variables and observations. So what exactly the meaning of selecting the variables and observations? Okay, so what will happening is by default, whenever you're reading, whenever you're processing the data by so here, whatever the number of data set that you have, whatever the number of columns, whatever the number of variables, all those columns will be passed to the data set that you're creating. Right? Suppose in the added data set we have 6 columns. All the 6 columns will be created in the new data set called AP. But always we don't require all the columns every time. Let's simple example. You receive the file from means you already have the data set. It has around more than 100 columns, right? Because that particular data set is used for the multiple reportings. In a number of reports, that particular data is useful because each and every report has a different purposes, right? So it means on all the 100 reports, on all the columns has not been used in that particular reports, right? That some around 10 some reports is required are 10 columns, some reports may require 20 columns, some report may be only 5 columns. It means, so what are the number of columns that you need? Only those columns will be selected, will be keep it, and create the reports. Remaining we can ignore it. So it means how you are going to keep only those variables. So remaining I don't care about, but what are the column that you need this particular report, some X report, only you can pull only those. Remaining we don't want it. Right? How you are going to do that one? So here by using the keep and drop statements or options. So using the keep and drop option and statements. Any of the things you can use it. But depending upon how you are defining will be the meaning will be changed, but and finally the output will be same. So keep drop statement, keep equal to drop equal to dataset option. So now first of all, what is the difference between the statement and option, right? Because you know that. So the statement means SAS statement, but what is the difference between what is option? Dataset option is clearly specified. It's a dataset option. It means it will be used within the dataset level, and statement can be used anywhere, the data step or proc step. But these keep and drop statement will be used only in the data step, not in a proc step. So statements means like how you are writing each and every statement. SAS code you can write it, but options means whenever you say anybody dataset option, it means after the dataset these options can be used. So you can use these options in after the dataset. This is my dataset. This is my dataset. Right? Wherever you have the dataset, after the dataset, you can use these options by opening open bracket and close bracket within that. So if you use keep equal to city, it means you are selecting only the city variable from this dataset. You're keeping only that particular city variable from this dataset. So remaining variable, it won't see this in the output. Everything remaining will be dropped. It means whenever you say keep equal to, it means it's a dataset name, dataset option. So the same can also be used like this. Keep equal to keep city. That's it. So this we called as city. See it means, but output is same, but where exactly it's using the means based on the condition, means wherever you're writing based on the code, the output sometimes varying, like it will be restricted. We'll discuss that one, but if you are clear, right, what is the difference between the statement and option? Statement and dataset option. Is there any questions in this one? Okay, yeah, let's go to what is exactly the keep and drop. We'll do that. So keep and drop is majorly used to how many number of variables you want to keep it, how many number of variables you want to drop it. Okay, so whenever you say keep, it means only selecting this specific observations, specific columns. Means that is one thing, and drop means only selecting observations you are dropping. Means whenever you say keep means only those variables you are keeping, remaining whatever the variable that you have in the data set, all those will be dropped automatically. It means you are applying the drop. Similarly, if you use only drop, remaining variable will be keep it. So but when we use a keep, when we use a drop, means suppose out of 100 columns you want to keep only 5 columns, just specify only those 5 columns in the keep equal statement. The same thing can also be write like one remaining 145 columns you have to write in a drop statement. It means those will be dropped, remaining will be kept. So it means depending upon what you are using. Okay. Yeah, so each and every variable you can use it. So let's go to the example here. So if we use here keep equal to, go to the data set what we have. Okay, so you have to specify like this. It means we are selecting only 3 variables. So something is not correct. What happened? last name is not present here. Okay. See, only three variables. So here the where, because the same statement can also be specified here, you will get the same output, but there is a big difference between where exactly you're using. So this statement is an output data set, this statement is an input data set. Okay, so if you use a keep statement while reading, it means you cannot apply. Suppose, let's take the same example here. If I don't select the city, then run it, see, you can see the error message, because variable city is not in the file. Means you are not selecting that variable, means you cannot apply any other further calculations, you not apply anything in the dataset level. So when you use like this in the input dataset level, so the same thing, if I use at output dataset level here, then you don't see that kind of issues, because you are selecting all the columns here, and what are the columns that you want, only those columns you are specifying in the output dataset. So it means if your keep statement is used at the output level, only those variables will be seen in the final output, final dataset. But the same variable, if you specify the input statement, only those will be selected, remaining will not be used. We cannot use in the further calculation purpose. So that means very careful wherever you are defining. So this is about the dataset option. But if we specify keep, then you don't see any problems in the city level, because you are finally are selecting only two columns in the final line, but you are already reading everything in the city and applying the condition and doing like this. But when you write this statement, means after all the calculations, only these will be written in the final file. So is it clear where exactly you have to use the keep, where exactly you don't use the at the input level or output level based on your scenarios? Okay, so if the data set is very huge, very big data set, if you specify these variables at the input data set level, the processing time will be reduced. But if you use at the output level, that processing time will be increased, because you are selecting all the columns and only in the final output you are selecting a few things. But whenever you don't need the certain columns, so you need to drop at the input level. That means the processing time means the execution time will be reduced. So you have to remember that, depending upon how much size is there. But if it's small MB like 10 MB, 20 MB file, doesn't matter where exactly you are defining. So any questions here? So I'll stop here. We'll continue the same class tomorrow. If any questions, let me know. Okay. Yeah, I'll send this. I think you have also received my materials, all my material. If not, let me know. I can ask them to send it. Okay. Maybe I'll get complete materials to you. So before the class. Okay, PDF. I think material you have not received it. Maybe I'll do that, and maybe you'll. So you have already received that link, right? So I will upload it here, there. You can download from there. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much, and we'll meet tomorrow again, same time. Bye bye.